The Panama Papers financial scandal surfaced in April 2016 with 11.5 million files from the database of one of the largest offshore banking companies, Mossack Fonseca. My colleague Esther Githui Ewart has more.
Soon after the papers were leaked, the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists spread the word on how rich people across the globe, including political leaders, celebrities, their families and close friends, exploit tax havens. The leak elicited shock and outrage. Tom Cardamon, Managing Director for Global Financial Integrity, explains how tax evasion is impacting emerging countries trying to eradicate poverty.
This is far more than all the foreign aid and all the foreign investment that goes into those countries every year. So it's a critically important problem.
The leaked information revealed big names in Western countries as well as Africa. African governments have been borrowing heavily from global financial institutions and from developed countries. In many cases, they are unable to repay the debts on time, which as a result is sinking the continent deeper into debt. Judith Tyson is a financial specialist with Overseas Development Institute.
And there are two main drivers of that. One is that many countries are borrowing simply too much relative to the size of their economies. But secondly, governments are also borrowing in US dollars. In the last year, many African currencies have depreciated very sharply against the dollar, and that means the value of that debt in local currencies has grown. We've calculated it's grown by over $10 billion in the last year.
The scandal is receiving renewed attention after a database documenting hundreds of thousands of offshore accounts handled by Mossack Fonseca, the Panama law firm, was unveiled to the public via the internet early this month. The list of those named from Africa is long. Among them are Janet Desiree Kabila Kyungu, the twin sister of Joseph Kabila, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo; Kenyan Deputy Chief Justice Kalpana Rawal, who allegedly used her shell company to buy and sell multi-million-dollar homes in London; Kojo Annan, son of former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan; Brigadier General Emmanuel Dahiro, spokesman, physician, and security advisor for Rwanda's President Paul Kagame. Experts say the drain on government coffers is massive, and it will be difficult to recover the money. Siri Muliani Indrawat of the World Bank Group.
Without international cooperation, it's going to be very hard to actually chasing this tax avoidance. You can see even here in the United States.
Coupled with political conflicts, these debts have left a lot of Africa's populations with little to no food, and unemployment among youth is rising. The emergence of terrorist groups like the Al-Shabaab and Boko Haram is worrying. Security experts say tighter rules will make it harder for terrorists to move money for their illicit activities. Michael Rubin of American Enterprise Institute explains.
That's what gets so challenging to track. I mean, the money changer in Mogadishu or the money changer in Tehran, how are they getting their money? Is it coming in suitcases rather than are they hiding it offshore in Panama? That's what the major concern is with the people that try to counter terrorism finance.
The impact of money siphoned out of Africa is huge. Lack of employment is fueling political and ethnic conflicts, creating huge refugee populations. Not much has been done since the Panama Papers leak, but some countries like Zimbabwe say they're investigating.
We are asking all members.
African Union Chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma says the African money kept in foreign banks should be repatriated to the continent. Offshore secrecy is complicated, and there is a gray line between tax avoidance and tax evasion, and those involved are able to hide their identity. Esther Githui Ewart, VOA News, Washington.